Why was the Voting Rights Act of 1965 important for Black representation? Imagine fighting for a voice in your government and facing barriers that seem impossible to overcome. That was the reality for many Black Americans before the year 1965. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 changed that story forever. It was a law passed to fight against unfair practices that kept Black people from voting. Before this law, tactics like literacy tests and poll taxes were used to stop Black Americans from registering to vote. These practices were part of a long history of discrimination, especially in southern states. The law made it illegal to use these unfair tactics. It also created a system where the federal government could review and approve voting changes in areas with a history of discrimination. This process is called preclearance. It meant that local officials could not make new voting laws that would suppress Black voters without approval from the federal government. This was a big step because it stopped many discriminatory laws before they could be enforced. Thanks to the Voting Rights Act, Black voter registration and turnout increased a lot. More Black Americans started voting and running for office. This led to more Black people being elected to local, state, and national government positions. When more Black officials were in office, they could better representing their communities and push for changes that helped improve schools, roads, and public services in Black neighborhoods. The law also helped to enforce the 15th Amendment, which was passed in 1870. That amendment said no one could be denied the right to vote because of their race. But for nearly a century, many states found ways to get around it. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 made sure that these protections were actually enforced. It gave Black Americans a legal tool to challenge ongoing discrimination at the polls. This law was a direct result of the struggles and sacrifices made during the Civil Rights Movement. Events like the marches from Selma to Montgomery and Bloody Sunday exposed how brutal and unfair voter suppression could be. These moments inspired many to push for change. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 was a turning point because it made voting rights real and protected for Black Americans. In the end, the law helped remove the systemic obstacles that kept Black people from fully participating in democracy. It increased Black political participation and helped elect more Black officials. This was a major step forward in the ongoing fight for racial equality and fair representation in the United States.